a Christmas food distribution, and a look at a local songwriter. All that and more coming up now on Joy in the City, True Stories. Joy in the City is a program highlighting people and organizations having an impact in our city. All too often, we hear about the problems and dysfunction in our culture. But we are coming with a different approach as we take a look at the good things going on right here in our community. I'm Lindsay Irvin, and you're about to see what God is doing in our city. We want to thank our program sponsors, Park Home for the donation of furniture used in our studio, Made by Vogel for the contribution of many props in our studio, and our platinum sponsor, Harry's Construction, for their ongoing support of Joy in the City. Recently, Troy had the opportunity to speak with Dr. Peter Jowdry, CEO of the Nehemiah Project. He shared a recap of their Thanksgiving distribution, what they will be doing for the community at Christmas, and a glimpse into what's happening there in the future.
Well, thank you for joining me, Dr. Peter Jowdry, good friend of us here, and I want to talk to you a little bit about some of the things that you have been overseeing with the ministry of Nehemiah Project. First of all, we just came off of Thanksgiving. I know you did some special things with Thanksgiving. You want to tell us a little bit about that?
Yeah, we had a great time on Wednesday evening, had some folks over and served a meal, and it's always good to get to meet people from the neighborhood. And sometimes we're seeing them for the first time, sometimes we're seeing them for multiple times. This is our multiple opportunity to interact with them. But it's just great to be able to pray with people, talk to people, see what's happening. And of course, this has been a challenging time, and it was great to have people back in the building again for the first time.
So we know that the Nehemiah Project has been doing things for the community over the last year, almost 2 years at this point, and we know that we have some things coming up for the Christmas season. So talk a little bit about what your plans are for the Christmas season at Nehemiah Project.
Well, you've opened the door for us, Pastor. You've let us know, you've let me have the opportunity, rather, to be able to say we've served over 100,000 meals since COVID began, and it's been a great honor of ours to serve the community. We are the blessed ones. We're the ones that have been blessed to be able to do this, and God has given us the ability and the resources to do it, many times through wonderful donors, some of whom have been anonymous and have just sent in money and said, hey, we know you're doing this, we want to be a part of it. So it's been a great honor of ours we're at about 105,000 meals since that time began. Now we are focused obviously on Christmas, and again opening our building up, and we do our annual Christmas brunch. And of course we didn't do our annual Christmas brunch last year, but our annual Christmas brunch commences at 11 a.m. To 1 p.m. on Christmas Eve. And it's not turkey and stuffing and dressing, it's more like a brunch type deal. And so we invite our neighbors to come. Sometimes you can expect the guy in the big red suit and the big white beard to show up, and he has gifts for kids, and it's a lot of fun. And it's just a good time for us to get to meet again, our neighbors and our friends, and have people come. They enjoy a meal. We get to pray with them. We get to see all their offspring. It's just a lot of fun to be around on the December 24th on our Christmas Eve brunch.
So I know I was part of this 2 years ago. I believe I brought my youngest son, and you had a variety of activities for the kids. So it's a nice meal, but there's other opportunities as well for kids to enjoy throughout the
Yeah, we
time.
have bounce houses, and we have different things that we put up. The noise level is incredible, so you need to bring your earplugs and come along. And but it's just a lot of fun, and kids just seem to really enjoy it. And Clifford here, he's with us usually, and if I can keep the kids away from him and him away from the kids, that's always good. But it's just a great opportunity for us to be a blessing, and that's what we're all about at the Nehemiah Project.
Absolutely. So Peter, we've been following you in the Nehemiah Project for quite a few years now, and it's wonderful to see what God has been doing through the meals and through the community efforts. But I know that there's some things that you're looking at for the future, and I want you to talk a little bit about some of the things that you have in the works and plans for with the capital campaign and so on and so forth.
Well, it's exciting, and you mentioned our history, and history is prologue, and so we have been involved in this community since 2005, and as a result of that, we've been able to put up the park, we've been able to work with the Father's House, the Father's Table, the Hope Community Church. Then, of course, we were a part of the starting of the Foundry, which is the 10-bed residential facility for men who are transitioning from incarceration or from drug rehab, and they're there. And they also have now other houses in the neighborhood. So we partner with them. We're involved, of course, in planning for our townhouses, and then what's going on since 2018 when we purchased the former Wright Elementary School. 77,655 energy-sucking square feet. And so we are involved in that project. And we're excited because we have the Elite Performance Baseball Clinic on our second floor, over 10,000 square feet of performance area. There's a fielding area, there's batting cages, there's pitching areas. And so it's just a place where young people and teams can come. We've done our free clinics for coaches and for leaders, and then we've done our free clinics for young people, and it's an opportunity for people to come and explore. Then, of course, we have our gymnasium, which Great Commission Schools is using as their home gymnasium for their basketball facility. But then there's others who are coming in and using our gymnasium for kind of an intramural type basketball. And so there's all kinds of things that we are doing now. Our daycare is up and running, and if it had not been for the kind of the challenge of labor challenges, it would be even running more smoothly, but we are grateful for it, and of course we're expanding that area. So those are some of the things we are doing in the building, but we're not just talking about what we have been doing. There's still lots of capacity in the building, and we're looking for instance, our sensory rooms to be built. Our sensory rooms are very important for children from families who are experiencing some developmentally challenged situations. And so we are inviting folks to come and partner with us to help us build our sensory rooms and to give actually a break to children and their families where they can just come and let their kids enjoy a room where they can kind of calm down and just enjoy the experience of having their senses challenged in one of those sensory rooms, and they're really a wonderful opportunity for us. So we're looking for that. Then we're looking for someone to help us with our arts and our fine arts kind of areas. And so we have a gymnasium, but we also have an auditorium that seats 140 people, and we want to develop the fine arts like music and dance and all kinds of issues related to that. So we're just really excited about the opportunities that are ahead. So the building is not at capacity yet. We still are looking for partners to join us, and so that's what we're doing in the future. And so it's a great opportunity, which leads us, of course, to our kind of annual financial campaign here at this time of the year. This year it's called Invest, our Invest Capital Campaign. Our goal is $150,000 in cash, and then to raise $25,000 per month in recurring giving. Well, the cash part is working pretty well. We are about halfway there toward our goal, and the business community has been absolutely phenomenal in this community. You know, we have checks from people for $1,000, $2,000, $5,000, $10,000, and we're excited about that. And there are others who are joining us, and it's really a community effort. But we're also challenging people like with my capacity and my means, and this is what I do, is I give to the Nehemiah Project on a monthly basis. And so it's a recurring gift every month, and I'm able to make that investment. And those investments are really important because they help us pay the light bill. You know, we can have all the buildings we want, but we have to keep them heated and cooled, and we have to pay our staff, and we have to keep our vehicle going, and all of those things. And because of that, we need those kind of recurring gifts, not just large cash gifts. It's really important, Pastor, to understand this, that we have spent over $200,000 in HVAC alone with the idea that we're going to be able to decommission these huge boilers that we have that are on the roof and move away from natural gas to electricity. Now, from what we understand, electricity costs a little more if you heat the whole building, but the point is we don't heat the whole building at once, but when we use gas, we had to heat the whole building all at one time, and it was very, very challenging. So we've spent over $200,000 on our roof. There's all kinds of other investments we've made throughout the building. Our kitchen, which has produced all these wonderful meals, you know, it doesn't run on its own. It needs some cash infusion, needs some repairs. Those are the kind of things in which we are investing. So it's an exciting opportunity for people to come along and partner with us who say, yeah, we believe in your mission. We don't do anything by ourselves. Everyone is involved and everyone joins us, and as a result, the power not just of one, but the power of everyone really makes a big difference.
Wow. So it's been amazing watching what you've already been producing, but the plans that you have to continue into the future sounds wonderful. So I pray people will see this and maybe jump on board in support of the capital campaign. Also connect with you with some of the other opportunities you have with the baseball opportunities and the gym and different things that people continue to connect with the Nehemiah Project in the future.
Grateful to you, Pastor Troy. You've been very, very good to us. The people who are your viewers enjoying the city have invested, have sent in checks. And of course, if people want to contact us, they can call us at 814-201-2096. They can go to our website, tnppa.org, and or they can just send in, or they can drop by 1809 11th Street here in downtown Altoona. It's just a great opportunity for people to make a difference. And believe me, it's making a difference in people's lives. And we are so grateful. Thank you for your support.
Thank you for coming today.
If you know a person or an organization impacting our city, we want to hear about it. You can contact us at 814-944-1948 or by email at stories@jointhecity.org.
Today's Platinum sponsor is Harry's Construction, whose motto is, "If you can dream it, we can create it." Recently opening Harry's Construction Kitchen and Bath Center so you, the consumer, can see examples of the variety of services provided by the team at Harry's Construction. Regardless of the project size, Harry's team approaches each project as if it is his own home. Be sure to visit Harry's Construction Kitchen and Bath Center at 114 Main Street in Bellwood. You can also visit their website to see pictures of home improvement projects over the years.
Writing and producing music and videos may seem like a daunting task, but for the following guests, it's something that comes naturally to them. We had the privilege of talking with this group of talented young people from Community Worship Center in Tyrone as they share the story behind the song they wrote and the video they produced.
First of all, just let me say thank you for joining me today. And before we get into watching the recent video, talk a little bit about the whole plan, going back to the writing of the song. What was the idea? Where did it come about? And then we'll get into some of the other details.
So I think it was 2 years ago now. We're like 3 weeks before Christmas, and Keith calls me on the phone. He's like, "Hey man, want to do something for the kids. Want them to sing like a happy birthday kind of Christmas, happy birthday Jesus Christmas song. Some stuff on YouTube, but it's not like, we don't like it. It's kind of slow and boring." It's like, "You think you can write something and record it real quick?" I'm like, that's a bit of a challenge. It's pretty quick, short notice to write an entire, first of all, Christmas song, which I've never dealt with, a kid's song, which I've never dealt with, write a whole entire kids Christmas song. But yeah, so he called me up. It's like, I don't know, but I can give it a try. But it ended up working out really well. I remember I went home that day and I just kind of sat down in my studio and I started playing some chord progressions and like singing some tunes in my head and trying to think of something, first of all, something simple that the kids can sing to, but also upbeat and fun, but something simple enough to tell a Christmas story.
So first of all, we know when writing a song, the idea, it takes a little bit of time, but the process of recording, the planning, and all of that takes a tremendous amount of time. Talk a little bit about that whole journey.
Oh man, I probably, within those like 3 weeks before Christmas, I probably had about, within lyrics and like actually recording and writing the music part of it, like the instrumentals and all that, probably had close to 30 hours in it, I would think. And that was just like a rough draft, because the next year is when we actually went back and because they sang it that year at church, but then the next year is when we actually went back and really honed in and finished things and finalized stuff to release it. But yeah, I just kind of sat down, like I said, I just had like a regular keyboard sound on my keyboard back here and just singing through ideas. It's just like you just layer things on top of each other until it sounds nice, and you kind of move things around. it's an interesting creative process.
So Isabel, whenever Brent first approached you about this whole concept, what did you think about the whole idea?
Well, I was really nervous because I don't like to sing in front of people for some reason. It just makes me nervous. And I remember at the church, she was like telling my mom to like show me these words, like practice them. And I was like, yeah, I'll practice them. And I was just like so nervous and I just didn't know what to do. But I just love doing like the whole process, and I love recording and just singing in front of people like on stage was just like very fun.
So when you actually recorded it, how many times did Brent actually make you sing it over and over again in the studio?
A lot.
Yeah, not that many times. A few times.
So we started this process a few years ago, recorded it and had it on all over the internet, Spotify and so forth last year. And then this year you made the video. So the recording, first of all, was phenomenal. And then the watching of the video, I've just been blown away by. So talk to me a little bit about the process of this video. Where did it come about? Whose idea was it? And talk about that process.
Well, we actually started thinking about music video last year. We actually recorded footage in a scene and we didn't like any of it. So we scrapped it and we said, let's just wait. We really wanted snow in the scene.
we were really waiting for snow. And last year, as you know, it didn't snow really at all in Central PA. So
yeah, we had kids like on standby last year. It was like, if it snows, you guys are booked. We're coming, we're going to shoot this. And it really never snowed. So we tried a couple things we shot and we didn't like any of it. So we said, we're going to hold off until the next year to focus on something else. And then I had saw a video. It wasn't a white room, it was an LED room. And it just kind of like sparked the idea of like, what would that look like? Could we do that? And it just so happened that we had the space to build a white room. And that opportunity opened up, and then that's kind of where we started, and we built off of that, and I think it turned out really, really good. Yeah.
So how long did that whole thing take? Developing the creativity, the room, the recording, how long did that process take?
I mean, I honestly, I guess you could say years, a couple years, because the original thought and process didn't end up working out like we wanted it to. So it's really years in the making. But what it is now, it was kind of an idea that Bree threw out to Pastor Keith, and he just kind of rolled with it. So the room itself was built in a week. So that part of it was pretty quick. So that we were able to build a room, get walls up, paint them white, get it to where we needed it to look.
Yeah. I mean, and then also, it took all the planning for, what was going to go in the room.
While the room is getting built, Bree and I are throwing out ideas on what the concept for the scenes that we want in the room, what we want to take place. So we, color matched all the balloons, the outfits, the trees, the presents, like all that was, pre-planned on matching the white room. It took us a couple days just to prep, the lighting and everything for that. So, and then of course shooting it, we actually shot the whole thing in one day with all the kids. So we gave them, break times, but we probably did it about 30 or 40 times with the kids. So yeah, they were luckily it's only a 3-minute song, so doing it that many times, if it was 5 or 6 minute song, then that's one other story. But
so Isabel, I gotta ask you, you did an amazing job on the video as well as the song. So where did the dance moves come from? Are those your ideas, or where did that choreography come from?
No, I didn't come up with the dance. Bree actually came up with the dance and the music video and all that stuff.
Very cool. Well, you did a great job with it.
Oh, thank you.
So as I wrap up, let me just say I've been blown away at this. You guys are amazing. The creative team pulling this together. The last year, as I listened to the audio, I thought this is something that sounds like right out of Nashville. Phenomenal job, Brent. And then this year, pulling this video together, amazing, creating that room and the whole thing, just a beautiful sight. And I'm blessed that we have the creativity and the professionalism right here in our community to produce something like this. I'm looking forward to what you guys produce in the future.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you to the creative team at Community Worship Center for your many hours and commitment to make this happen. And now, enjoy Happy Birthday, Jesus.
As we close out today's show, here are a few thoughts from our director, Troy Ferguson.
It's not enough. Today on the Motivational Thought, I want to address the concept that too often we look at a situation, a project, and said, that's good enough. I am of the mentality that we should put our best, excellent work forward. And no matter what we do, if it's a song selection, if it's a video project, no matter what it is, we should put our best foot forward and never say it's good enough. As a matter of fact, I'm purposely doing something with this video today to show you that if I wanted to, in filmmaking, I could take one shot, one angle, a wide angle, and capture this whole thing. You see everything. You see some things in the background. You see my legs. It's one shot. But if I really wanted to take the approach of making this video better, in filmmaking, you do what is referred to as punching in or cropping. And that means that you either use different cameras to get different angles, or with the 4K camera that I have,
I can move the image around, I can punch in, I can punch out, I can do a variety of things. And that all takes time, that all takes effort, it takes creativity, and most importantly, it takes time. Too often we look at things and just say, well, I don't have the time for this, I don't have the time for that, so it's good enough. And let me just say, remove that mentality from your mindset. Often I believe that we can be our own worst critic, but at the same time, we don't need to look at situations and say, well, this is just for my family, this is just for the church, this is just for a small project at the business. Therefore, I don't need to put extra effort into it. Let me just encourage you, never is it sufficient to say it's good enough. You know, we serve a God who is more than enough. As a matter of fact, let me tell you what the Bible says. In Ephesians 3:20, it says, "Now unto him who is able to do immeasurably more than all we can ask, think, or imagine, according to his power that is at work within us." If God is our resource, why do we think it's acceptable to say it's good enough? It's not. As a matter of fact, if you give me a project that you've done, you've created, you've arranged something, and in your mind you're thinking that's good enough, I will tell you, you're better than that. You're better than that. So let me just encourage you today. If there's ever an opportunity that you think, well, I don't have time, I don't have the energy, let me just say, you're better than that. It's not good enough. And everything you do it with excellence. If God's given you an ability and he's given you creativity, do it with excellence, because the Bible says he is able to do immeasurably more than we can ask, think, or imagine. I can imagine some pretty incredible things. I can create some dreams that are pretty mind-blowing. And if he is able to do immeasurably more than I can even think or imagine, I cannot fathom the concept of saying it's good enough. No longer let that be part of your mindset. You're better than that. Have a blessed day.
That's all the time we have today. Thank you for watching Joy in the City, True Stories. Let me encourage you to watch other episodes of people and organizations having an impact on our community on ABC 23 at 5:30 a.m. and 12:30 p.m. every Sunday. You can also catch us each week on our Facebook page and YouTube channel. Until then, please be encouraged, because God is moving in our city.
Hey guys, it's Dano here, and I've got some exciting news to share with you guys today. I have a new TV show coming out on Fox. That's right, Dano on the Counter is coming to television. I'm so excited about this new opportunity that I'll be able to share with you guys each week a family recipe that you'll be able to prepare for you and your family. And also, each week, I'll be giving a little inspirational message about something I've been able to overcome that hopefully inspires and encourages you and your family and your life. I'm so excited about the opportunity to share what God has done for me in my life and hopefully inspire others. So tune in each week. Even if you don't live in Pennsylvania, we'll be launching a new website. You'll be able to watch it online and also be able to share it through Facebook and YouTube. So stay tuned for more details.